The story begins with a fable about a young deer named Bambi, who lives peacefully with his mother in the forest. Their quiet life ends when a poacher kills her, leaving Bambi alone. He grows into adulthood, meets a doe, and they have a fawn. The happiness ends quickly. A truck carrying toxic waste kills Bambi's mate and takes the fawn. Heartbroken, Bambi drinks from a polluted river. Instead of dying, he transforms into a monstrous creature driven by revenge. From that moment, the forest would never be the same. This is Bambi, the Reckoning. The focus shifts to a group of hunters who dominate the area. They practice shooting and set animal carcasses as bait before heading into the woods. Soon after, Xana and her son Benji travel to visit her ex-husband's family. She hopes the trip will lift Benji's mood and break his obsession with video games. Benji becomes carsick after hours of gaming, so they stop for a short rest. Once he recovers, they continue, but deep in the forest their car is suddenly rammed and overturned by a massive creature. It is Bambi. The driver is trapped as Bambi attacks the car and kills him. Xana and Benji break a window to escape and see the enormous creature that Bambi has become. They run while Bambi hunts them. Elsewhere, Simon's mother Mary stands outside calling Bambi's name. She seems to sense his presence. Mary has dementia, so Simon's brother Andrew and Andrew's wife Harriet keep watch over her. Harriet complains that Xana and Benji have not arrived, but Andrew notes the remote location and the lack of passing traffic. When Harriet finds Mary outside in the cold, she rushes to bring her in. Andrew and Harriet's son Harrison ignores instructions to watch Mary and lets her wander. Mary suddenly speaks as the door opens and Harriet sees Xana and Benji arriving. Simon, Benji's father, has not reached the gathering. He is still at work, speaking with his group of hunters who plan to track Bambi that night. Xana tells Andrew's family about the attack. Andrew wants to call the police, but the phone line is disconnected because Mary repeatedly tried to use it in the past. With no way to call for help, Andrew sends his brother Joshua to find assistance. Xana treats Benji's injured leg. Meanwhile, the hunters find the wrecked car and Xana's phone. A sudden roar from Bambi echoes through the woods, startling them and putting them on high alert. Back at the house, Xana tends to Benji's wound while growing irritated with Harrison's cruel behavior toward Grandma Mary. Mary quietly paints a giant deer, an image so vivid that it startles Xana. In the woods, Simon's hunting partners stay on guard. During a moment of panic, Tyler accidentally shoots Joshua, who is searching for a phone signal. Realizing the fatal mistake, the hunters hide Joshua's body to avoid discovery. Back inside, Benji stays with Mary while Harrison continues to tease him. Mary tries to speak, but Harrison dismisses her as insane. When Harrison leaves after his mother calls him, Mary suddenly stands and switches off the lights. She stares toward the garden, tense and uneasy. Benji examines Mary's drawing and recognizes the deer as the same creature he encountered earlier. Before he can speak, a dead animal slams against the window. Looking outside, Benji sees Bambi and calls for Xana.
Mom! Mom!
Xana at first sees nothing, then notices a large shadow approaching. She quickly pulls Mary away. In the kitchen, Andrew's family recoils as Bambi bursts into the house. The monstrous deer smashes furniture and throws the room into chaos. Harriet hides in the bathroom, but Bambi breaks through and attacks. Xana, Mary, Benji, Andrew, and Harrison rush to the car in the yard. As Andrew starts the engine, they realize Harriet is still inside. They watch in horror as Bambi kills her. With no time to help, they speed away. The group drives at full speed while Bambi rams the vehicle from behind, then from the side. Andrew fights the jammed gears until Xana helps him, and they finally pull away, leaving the creature behind. Not long after, Michael and the other hunters arrive at Andrew's ruined house. Inside they find Mary's disturbing deer painting, and behind the house they discover Harriet barely alive. Michael ends her suffering with a single shot. Farther down the road, Andrew's group stops when a fallen tree blocks their path. Andrew, Harrison, and Xana get out to clear the way while Benji stays in the car with Mary, trying to comfort her by talking about his father Simon. Andrew and Harrison struggle with a rope to pull the tree aside. Xana returns to the car to sit beside Benji and calm him. Before they can settle, Bambi appears in front of them. Xana tells Benji to drive. As the car surges forward, Andrew's foot, caught in the rope, drags him along the ground. Harrison, left behind, calls out but dives into the forest to hide as Bambi closes in. Bambi abandons the chase and follows Harrison's scent through the woods. Harrison moves slowly to stay hidden, but a sudden noise exposes him. Bambi charges. Harrison panics and falls onto a pile of animal waste. When he stays still, the stench masks his scent and Bambi moves on. Farther down the road, the car runs out of fuel. Xana steps out and tells Benji to remain with Mary, then discovers Andrew has died from the dragging. Curious, Benji follows her. While they are distracted, Mary wanders into the forest. Xana and Benji rush after her. Elsewhere, Harrison searches for a way out of the woods. He hears rustling and tenses, only to find a single rabbit. He kicks it in frustration. More rabbits appear, all with sharp, unnatural teeth, mutated by the same toxic chemical that changed Bambi. Harrison backs away but trips and catches his head in a hunter's trap. The rabbits attack and kill him. A hidden CCTV camera records the scene, revealing that someone has been monitoring the forest and setting traps for Bambi. Xana and Benji find Mary among piles of bones and human remains in the center of Bambi's lair. Mary mutters about her own death as Benji briefly lights a flare, but Xana quickly tells him to extinguish it to avoid drawing attention. Moments later, Bambi lunges from the trees, forcing them to sprint to the road. They reach safety and meet Michael with his hunting group, who decide to take them to their camp. During the trip, Xana urges Michael to alert the authorities, but he refuses, insisting the police cannot handle the threat. At the hunter's base, a distant noise draws Michael's attention. He checks the source and finds Simon stepping out of the control room. Benji, shocked to see his father, runs to him. Simon is equally surprised to find his son there. Later, Xana confronts Simon and learns he is part of the hunting group. The man who claimed to be busy with work has been helping the hunters. Benji overhears the exchange, feels betrayed by both parents, and storms outside. Outside, Benji spots Eddie and Tyler carrying Bambi's fawn to use as bait. He realizes the hunters killed Bambi's mate. Inside the camp, Xana tries to borrow a phone to call the police. Michael blocks her with an axe and makes it clear that his group intends to kill Bambi and every mutated animal. Soon after, Xana notices Benji is missing. Mary offers no explanation, so Xana searches alone. She finds several corpses hidden in the woods, including Joshua's body. Meanwhile, Benji trails Eddie and Tyler deeper into the forest. When Tyler steps away to relieve himself, Eddie continues to torment the captured fawn. Tyler hears movement, senses Bambi nearby, and reaches for his radio. Bambi charges and kills him instantly. When Tyler fails to return, Eddie investigates and finds his partner dead. Moments later, he sees Bambi approaching and retreats in fear. Watching the terrified fawn, Benji feels pity and frees it. Joe, monitoring the CCTV feed, alerts Michael that the bait is gone. Enraged, Michael heads out and even considers killing Benji. Eddie tries to escape as Bambi closes in. He reaches the vehicle, but the engine will not start. Bambi smashes the window, bites his leg, and kills him. Elsewhere, Xana and Simon move through the forest calling for Benji, unaware he is already following their voices. Back at the hunter's base, Bambi tracks the scent and arrives soon after killing Eddie. He nearly attacks Mary, but loud noises from Joe draw his attention. Bambi charges at her as she fires a gas canister, triggering a huge explosion visible to Michael deep in the woods. After the blast, Michael meets Benji and, enraged, threatens to kill him. Xana and Simon arrive and try to stop him. Michael raises his weapon when Benji refuses to give up the young deer. Bambi suddenly emerges from the smoke unharmed, proving his strength and resilience. He knocks Michael down and drags him into the forest. Xana reaches for Michael's fallen phone, but Simon grabs it first, choosing himself over his family. Even when Bambi stands face to face with Benji, Simon turns away and walks off. Xana realizes Bambi only wants his fawn. She tells Benji to stay calm and hand the young deer back. The fawn approaches, easing Bambi's rage. Xana leads Benji away as the tension fades. The calm breaks when Michael, still alive, fires at Bambi's legs until the animal collapses. As his bullets run out, a gunshot strikes Michael in the head. Mary, her memory of Benji restored and horrified by the hunter's cruelty, has pulled the trigger. Bambi lies dying while the fawn mourns beside its parent. Xana embraces Benji and Mary and guides them out of the forest. Driving alone, Simon notices movement in his belongings. He stops and opens the door to check, startling a mutant rabbit hidden inside. The creature attacks and kills him. The story ends with the forest silent once more. So the moral of the story is never mess with nature or you might end up as mutant deer food, and maybe keep your car engine tuned just in case.